Dear friends, nice to see you today. My name is Anton Boiko and I am Toastmaster of this evening, and I have bad and good news. Bad news is that summertime is over and winter is very close for us, and autumn gives us windy and rainy weather. But don't worry, good news is that it's good time to meet friends, to drink hot tea or coffee, and of course to watch good movies. And the theme of our meeting today is cinema, because cinema is a kind of art and many of us like cinema, me too, and as for me I like historical and biopic pictures, and my favorite picture is Apocalypse Now. And now I would like to invite to the stage a person who likes biopic pictures, especially Beautiful Mind, and by the way, she is timer today and she will help us to control our speech. So I invite to the stage Irina Gayshinets.
Hi everyone, my name is Irina, as I mentioned, and today I will be your timekeeper. So let's revise the rules. I have 3 signals. If I show you the green one, it means you reached the minimum time limit you have. So relax and just proceed with your speech. If I show you the yellow one, it means you have 30 seconds left, and probably you should start thinking about the conclusion. And if I show you the red one, it means stop, oh my god, you exceeded your time limit. So I hope we all will be as precise as movies start at cinema theaters. Thank you.
Dear friends, pay attention especially on the red sign. Red sign is the best sign. Don't ignore that. And next, I would like to invite to the stage the person who likes TV series, comics about Batman and Iron Man, not about me. And her favorite movie is Stranger Things. So I would like to invite Master of Grammarian and Word, Elena Mironova.
Dear Toastmasters, what can be more boring than grammar? I think it's the most awful stuff when we learn a new language. But anyway, it's important to use it properly, to refine our speeches and to help our audience understand us better. And today, as grammarian, I will pay close attention to the use of English language by all the speakers, and I will take note of the misuse and of some outstanding uses of phrases, quotes or sayings, and report on my findings in the end. And another my role is to introduce you the word of the day. Today is going to be contagious. We use it when we speak about something that is easily spread from one person to another. The most obvious use is when we talk about the disease or illness, but I hope that maybe you will find opportunities to use it in another meaning, which is when we speak about feelings or emotions or some mood, like when we say his enthusiasm was so contagious that we all decided to join Toastmasters. So it's something widely spread from one person to another. you're encouraged to use it as frequently as possible in your speeches, and I will, in the end of the meeting, I will say who was the winner. Okay, so good luck.
And now I will invite the next master and the person who likes science fiction, and his favorite movie is Oblivion. This guy will help us to make our speech more clear. Kirill Boretskikh.
Good evening, dear Toastbusters. I'm an 8 counter today. That means that I will count all the inappropriate interjunctions, words and sounds like well, so. Also, I will count all the unnecessary repetitions, like and I will count all the unnecessary pauses that are not necessary in your sentence structures. Here is the list. I will fill it, and well, off we go.
It's time for their speech, and the first speaker will be with the speech for power of collaboration, according to the icebreaker from Pathways, project number 1, Artem Bohulenkov.
Hello to everyone. I hope you have a good evening. My name is Artem and I'm a team lead developer at Team Bank. Well, actually, right now I'm just a software developer officially, but my work equals to something being of team lead. I have a question for you. How many times did you find yourself in a situation where you were taking a part in a kind of problematic big project with lots of difficulties? Of course, you weren't doing it alone, and you were doing a really great job, but everything was falling apart. The project wasn't just moving that well. Maybe at that time you saw something like, I'm doing a great job. Maybe others fault. And maybe at your case, this was the main reason why you had problems. And lately I found myself in this kind of situation. But the reason for my problems was a little bit different. It wasn't specific people. Around a year ago, I was just a software developer on a single project, and I was all by myself. And suddenly my boss decided that, hey, your project is interesting. You need to do it with more speed, so we'll hire more people for you. And I said, hey, I'll become big boss. No, more like small boss. Mid boss in some kind of game. We hired around 2-3 people, and for months everything went well. We delivered some parts of the products, everyone was glad. But then we hired 2 more people, and everything falling apart. My first guess was, hey, these guys are fault. We need to fire them. They're not good. But this kind of thinking was a little bit naive. I couldn't fire people just by my desire, by my feeling, by my gut feeling. So I decided to investigate. And my first guess really failed because a little bit investigation on their coding skills showed that yeah, they were awesome. What was the reason? I just couldn't understand. We checked many more reasons for this. My product manager, our product owner, we just couldn't understand what was the reason. And then something happened. It was like enlightenment. I thought that what my people are doing when they have some kind of problems. They encounter a problem, and in reality, what was it? They were just abandoning their mission, their work. They were going to me and saying something like, "Hey, there is a problem with my work. I will stop doing this. I will take another task or other piece of work. But hey, it is not really good idea. Why don't you go to your teammate that caused you a problem and solve together this problem?" And with this I understood that there is a problem with collaboration and in the end with communication. People didn't want to communicate. They wanted to do their work, take money and go home. Obviously this was a problem. As I said, we tried to do some investigations first, and with this I need some proofs. We tried some kind of synthetic approaches, but they didn't go well. I was thinking at the time, hey, if I go to them and say, communicate better, you need to solve your problems together, they'll just say, hey, this is fine, yeah, we'll do this. And then they will just go back to their old patterns. So I decided that I need to learn how to communicate better, how to make them interesting in my ideas. And it was really hard because I'm not a good communicator myself. And I could understand them because I don't collaborate really good with people too. And this led me to Toastmasters. So in the end, I came here for two reasons. First reason is to eat cookies. Second reason is to learn how to facilitate communication in groups of people. And I'm all out of cookies. That's all.
Artem, for your contagious speech, because every of us sometimes have a problem with other people, especially in communication. So the next speaker is project number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I will give you 1 minute. Please fill up the evaluation form and help our speaker. Invite to the stage our speaker with, according to the project number 1, with speech A Quiet Revolution, Vadim Mikrin.
I will not ask how many of you like the revolution. So, good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guests. My speech today will be about the thing that actually shapes our life, but it shapes our life slowly, not as fast and not as loud like, for example, many IT things. This is new materials. And today I will tell you about one kind of new materials. So let's, for example, take a look on this bike. It's quite a famous bike and we already heard about it. It's a Moscow rental bike. It's very famous, but actually it's not, as I think that it's fun to ride on. And actually one is because of the weight of this bike. It's about 19 kilos, and so it's very heavy. It takes a lot of effort to ride on. On the other scale is the racing bike, which we can see on the Tour de France or Giro d'Italia races, and the weight of this bike is precisely 6.8 kilos. And the reason of a kind of preciseness of the weight is the limit which Association of the Bicycle Sport put on the weight of this bike in order to increase the safety and not to tempt all the bike makers to fight against the weight. And that's because the world record of a bike weight is only 2.7 kilos. It's 2 times less than weight of the champion bike. And all of these miracles was made only because of using the new material, composite material, carbon composite material. In this champion bike, all possible parts made of carbon composites. And what's the main property of a composite? The mechanical properties like the like stiffness, like the rigidness, and so on, is same as ones of a steel, but the weight of the same part made of carbon composite is 3.5 times less than the steel one. So that's the reason, because this bike is so light and the Moscow rental bike is so have a so big weight. So actually this is the carbon fiber. And how do we make the carbon fiber part with this fiber? First we weigh the textile, this root textile, weighed from the carbon fiber. And the second part of the composite actually is the resin. It's a liquid, and we need to impregnate this liquid into the into the layers of the carbon fabrics. How we can do it? The most obvious and most well-known method to do it is to lay up the layers of the carbon fabrics. Then we will put around this part the vacuum bag, and then we put off the air outside this bag. So, and when we put this tube into the bottle with the resin, and then because of the difference of the pressures inside the bag and outside, the resin will flow into the bag and to the part, to the layers of the fiber. And then we can see also the vacuum bag here, and here the final detail after the curing the parts in the oven, so it becomes strong, and so we can have a final part. Actually, it's not the end of the story. I will tell you about the 2 recent researches in the field of carbon composite materials. First, it's so-called electroactive polymers, and if we will apply electric current to this part made of such kind of composite, it will change the shape. So, for example, they can make this kind of material the aircraft, which will fly like a bird with the power of the wings, not the regular engine. And the second miracle is the polymer with the shape, with the memory shape. And if we make the composite with such kind of polymer, we can, for example, fold the antenna and after that send it to the space and unfold it there. So it's very convenient way. So I encourage you to like all kind of these revolutions in materials, and we live in a very interesting time. So pay attention to the technologies and use them. Thank you very much.
And welcome to the mobile phone revolution. When mobile phones first came out, they were only for high-class people, quite upper-class people. And gradually, as time went on, they were considered something a little less lavish, and the common person, or the ordinary man, was able to buy an ordinary phone. The problem is, if you look at today's world, you will see children about the age of 7 or 8 years old frequently using mobile phones. So the big question is, should children really be allowed to use mobile phones? So my speech today will look at some of the positives and then some of the negatives of this problem. First of all, let's start with the positives. Another one. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so the first idea of a mobile phone is that it's a tool for learning. And this is a great point. So when you give a child a mobile phone, first of all, they're able to get a new piece of technology, which is great for them if you want them to be using computers later on. So it's a solid foundation point to go on to further technology. Second of all, phones actually give access to the internet, and obviously a child can use that because children have many questions. So they can Google whatever they want to find the answers for it. So this is a great thing. Another positive about mobile phones for kids is emergencies. Who here is a parent? Okay. Right. So obviously if you give your child a mobile phone, you know that if they're in danger, then they will be able to contact you and you will be there immediately to sort it out. Another thing is that if you're not there, then they might be able to contact somebody else, like a teacher, and that person will be able to sort the problem out. So if a child is injured or hurt, then a mobile phone will be able to greatly remedy that problem. Finally, on the positive list, we have social life, which is actually very important for kids. So a phone actually provides a child with a little bit of status at school, which is a great thing, actually, if they want to make friends. Plus, the kid can get on WhatsApp, Telegram, anything like this to contact his friends and help build a social life. There are WhatsApp chats at the moment. I don't know if you know about this, but they have teachers now are doing class WhatsApp groups. So the child can be part of a WhatsApp group for a specific class, which means if he forgets the homework, then he can go on the WhatsApp group and pass for it. So it's another great thing. But let's move on to the negatives. So is it really an aid for learning? Now, I actually am a teacher, and I have taught school children, and I think that a mobile phone is a huge distraction in a class. I have seen children pretend that they're on Google Translate when they're actually playing with an application. I have even had a girl answer her phone in one of my lessons, which was just appalling, and I had to send her out the room. Eventually, I decided to have a rule that there will be no mobile phones allowed in my class. And I had a specific cupboard in the classroom where, before the lesson, I made all the children put their phones in the cupboard because they were that much of a distraction. Is it really an aid for emergencies? For those of you who have seen the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, this is the child catcher. there are quite a shocking number of reports where some adult has got a child's phone number and uses it to send dirty text messages, dirty pictures, even adult links to websites through the mobile phones. There was a case where a child got stalked by a predator through his mobile phone. So it's a really dangerous thing. We do live in a dangerous world. Finally, is it really a tool to build a social life? There is a fear now that is just, I don't know how recently, but it was labelled nomophobia. What it is the fear and anxiety of not.
I hope you had a nice time. And now is the second part of our meeting, and very interesting part, because this is table topics session, where you can make your impromptu speech for us. It's very interesting, especially for newcomers. And I would like to invite Person. She's a mother of 2 children, so she prefers to watch cartoons. I would like to invite Elizaveta Minkina.
The club members and dear guests. So it's time to improvise. It's time to be spontaneous. It is extremely important skill for any Toastmaster, for any speaker, either beginner or an experienced one, to deliver speeches impromptu. And today, I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate. The topic of today is cinema, and in order to go to cinema, we need some money. And today I will give you opportunity to earn some cash. So I will invite a volunteer to the stage, and he will pick, or she will pick up a coin, and he would look into a coin and tell the year and the country of origin for this coin. And then he or she would have from 1 to 2 minutes to talk about either this year or about this country. Is it clear? Yeah. Excellent. So I have coins from many countries in this. So, and now I would like to ask our timer, Irina, could you please, after we announce really loud the country and the year, allow at least 5 seconds and then start the timer. And after 1 minute you show green light, after 1:30 yellow, and at 2 minutes you show red one. So your aim is to try to speak on any related topic for at least 1 or 2 minutes. Are you ready to try? Excellent. Who will be the first? Artem.
Oh,
Do you need help? Okay, this is a lucky coin. It doesn't have year. It's Thailand.
So, it's Thailand. The thing is, I was in Thailand this year, and I can say a little bit of things about this country. It has 2 sides. One is terrifying, it's a great country, especially for tourists, and another one is horrifying. Actually, I'm a little scared of diseases and everything that is contagious. And Thailand is like any kind of Asian country, have lots of tropical diseases, lots of parasites and other scary things. Somewhere when I was there, somewhere around about the 3rd day, I understood this and I was really, really scared because I was here all alone. And the other thing is, well, it's fun. There are many great things that you can watch. Different beautiful places like floating markets in Pattaya. There is very, very beautiful water. It's really blue, not like in our rivers or ponds. And the people there are really friendly. But the food is too spicy for my taste. That's all.
Thank you, Artem.
Okay, I will talk about the country. I haven't been in UK yet, but I'm planning to. I like travel a lot, and one of the countries that I would like to visit someday is UK not because of the fog. London is a foggy city and it's kind of boring and it's kind of grey, nothing to do, just work. But I like outside. The regions, the Scotland or Ireland, that parts, the mountains, the nature. I think UK is kind of interesting country, mainly because of the accent. We watch a lot of movies that compare between American and UK accent. I think it could be funny to be there and listen to how they talk, or maybe to attend some Toastmasters club as well. And it will be interesting to check that. Another thing I could say is connected with UK is that it's not in Europe anymore. So that's so related, but it will make it more difficult to get there. But maybe it will be worth it if you made it. And UK, maybe someday. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. It's Danish Rome.
Danish Rome, 1995. What do I know about Denmark? I think only that Hamlet was a Danish prince. That's it, maybe. I think. So I think I'll speak about 1995. That year, I've been in school, and I think that was the year when my basketball team participated in European Games. It was Challenge, and it was like an American movie where some very different children get together to play basketball. One of them is fat, other is small, the other one is tall, but too okay. And we've got their third place in front of the Chelyabinsk monsters that were higher than everyone, and that was the most. The two teams were Chelyabinsk teams, and the third one was our team, and I was from a small town named Snezhinsk. It's 50,000 people population. We did it. That's a great remember of me. Thanks.
Yes, thank you for your sweet message.
I was in Turkey. I've been to Turkey for 2 times. First time in Kemir and the second time in Istanbul. I like Istanbul very much. It is very interesting city where many cultures are mixed. When you have a little bit of touch of Western culture and Eastern culture, when you have the mosque of Saint Sophie, yes. was redeveloped from the Christian to the Muslim, and you see the old things from the other area before. So I liked it very much. What else? The Turkish language is interesting, and they have a lot, many similar words with Kyrgyz and Kazakh languages. I don't know how, but these languages they have some same roots, and maybe somebody will explain me why it happened. Thank you.
1999. Статинки.
Статинки. 1999. Bulgaria. Interesting. All of us, we have perceptions. We know something about country, we know something about years. Right? What do we know about Bulgaria? It's in area of Soviet Union. It used to be a kind of 16 republic of Soviet Union, right? Bulgaria. It's almost Soviet Union, right? That's one of the perception I think we had. Nowadays it's absolutely different. I've never been there ever, but it's it is a place which is on the list for me to visit there because several friends been, and I know that Bulgarian people, they are very welcome for Russian people. Some of them, they can speak Russian, and they have very common tradition with Russians. I think it's really good to learn more and check perceptions about it. In terms of the year, 1999, it is beginning of the year of uncertainty. It's almost millennium is coming, right? It's a problem of 2000 year. Everyone known about it. Maybe not everyone, because some people are younger much, right? And but the perception about millennium year was not quite serious as we thought before. So it's my point is when you come and when you check, then you are able to understand it better, either year or country. So let's try.
To talk about Russia, because why it's not easier, because I have to make my speech interesting for you, and what to tell you about Russia what you don't know. Oh, one thing I will tell you connected to my speech. Do you know that this great
Discovery? Discovery?
Yeah, thank you very much. This great discovery of a carbon fiber first was made by a Russian scientist. Actually, is a common mistake that the first was the Japanese scientist. Huh? No, it's not Mendeleev. Actually, I don't know the name of this great scientist, but it was a group of scientists. The first one was the first group who discovered the carbon fiber, the method of producing the carbon fiber was from Russia. So you can be really proud of such great discovery. First was actually well known on the radio, as you know, and this you can't count as the second great discovery of a Russian scientist. So thank you.
Bundesrepublik Deutschland. In the year 1980, the wonderful year. So this year I do not remember because I was not born at that time. It was too far away from now. But with Germany I have a great memories. I was in Germany many times. 5 years ago I was there on internship, and for 1 month I lived there, worked in a city council, so to say, and was driving every day to work and from work on the bicycle, and it was a dream come true. Sometimes I do this here, I drive by bicycle to my office, but then 5 years ago it was the first time and it was a great experience. Of course I was impressed by many things. I lived in a small town which is 50,000 people. I think this is several homes, several houses in Moscow, yeah? And then I was so much impressed by the tininess and coziness of the city areas, of the streets, of the shops, of everything. And it was a great discovery for me. And I also visited lots of different cities during my internship, and I have great memories about this time. And of course I would like to repeat this trip to this wonderful country at least one time more. Thank you.
Year 2002. Euro. It's 20 euro. That means that I can talk about any country in the EU country. European Union.
Yeah, it's European Union. Yeah.
What I can say, firstly, was contagious to participate in tabletop session because it's very courageous, especially tonight. I've been in European Union many times, and the last visit was to Italy, and I think this is one of my favorite country in European Union, not only in EU but around the world. And every time when I visit this country, I just feel myself like I'm on top of the world, because a warm country, very awesome climate, food, wine, and very warm people. I recommend to visit, who never been there, to visit this beautiful country. And back to you, Mrs.
We were part of this sweet memories about small team from Snezhansk winning the big boys, and today we have to select the winner of our table topics, and on your tables you have this little pieces of paper, and please select your favorite speaker and pass this piece of paper to Alexander. Margarita.
Thank you very much. Table topic session. It's not a good opportunity to improve your speaking skills, but you can to earn some money. And now I invite the person who doesn't like cinematography. He prefers photography. And I invite established photographer Sergey Balmashov. And also
thank you for the introduction, by the way. Yeah, first of all, I'm generally related today, second photographer. So thank you, dear friends, dear members of the club. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to evaluate the meeting of the new executive committee. It is still new for me because I don't come here often. So, just before I start, I was asked to remind you about the voting for the table upstairs. I think we've done it. Next, please, if you have something to say to the speakers, please vote. Give them your personal evaluation as well. And please also don't forget to vote for the meeting. So it's only applicable for to the members of the club. So dear members, don't forget to evaluate the whole meeting at the end. And now back to the evaluation session. So we're here to practice and to learn something new, to polish our skills. And to polish our skills, we need good feedback. So I will give my feedback on the meeting as a whole at the end. First on the program are the personal evaluators, then I will give the floor to the minor role takers. At the end, I will evaluate the session. So let's move on. And first, personal evaluator who I'd like to invite here on stage is Ali Khaddour, who will evaluate the speech of Artem Bohulenkov.
How much does the polar bear weigh? Just enough to break the ice. And that's what Artem did today. He came to the stage to perform his first speech, Icebreaker, to break the ice with us. His objectives was to come to the stage to introduce himself and to tell us something that we didn't know about him. Was he successful in that? I believe yes. We knew that Artem is working as team leader in Tinkoff Bank, and he tell us also a lot of stories. Because if you don't use stories, audience may enjoy your speech, but there is no way that they will remember it. So that was one of the positive points that I liked your speech. Another thing that were well done in your speech, the improvisation. It was obvious that in some point of your speech you forgot some part and you already told me that you prepared it on some paper, and it was obvious that you forgot it, but still you keep talking and you tell us more and more story, and you didn't feel anytime that confused or lost. Another thing, good point about your speech, using the question. So you started your speech, in some point of the speech you say, I have a question. So you involve the audience, you made some connection with them, so they will try to figure out what will come next. And for you as doing your first speech, it was very good thing that you didn't use any notes. And it's rare to do that. Usually people do it after the third project. From the first project not use notes. It was brave from your side. On the other hand, there's few things that you can work on. The eye contact. You keep here and mostly you didn't look at us. I mean, you looked somewhere in the middle. Try to look at everyone like they own your money. And that will work. Another thing, the stage. Make the stage like your second home, not you stay here all the time. There's people here, there. Try just to move and visit more. And coming back to the question point, it was good that you asked the question, but you asked the question and didn't wait, didn't give any time. You asked the question, I have a question, and keep going. So it's another thing that gives some seconds, maybe not for people to answer you, but just to give this impression that you're waiting for some answer from them. Another thing, I think, okay. So in summary, I think it was real speech. You used humor at the end when we talked about the cookies. It was easy to follow. You used personal stories that involve us. Just work on the stage, in the eye contact. And as I knew you are not a member yet, so join Toastmasters because we have a lot of cookies here and much more. Thank you.
So thank you, Ali, for your thorough evaluation. You didn't overload the Artem with details. You gave, very precise and very good evaluation as for an icebreaker. And and some note for Artem to. So you will. I think you will come to the body movements on stage and to the gestures, and there are a lot of manuals on eye contact, on body language and stuff like that. So I suggest you go there, and everyone, if you're interested, go there and find some manuals on particular skills. Thank you. Next person who will evaluate the speech of by Vadim Mikrin is Ermek Toktogulov. Welcome.
Dear guests, dear Toastmasters, dear Vadim, your speech was very well structured. You have a very good structure for your speech. At first, you intrigued us with the title, Quiet Revolution. Then you provided us with the example, and you impressed us with the difference between weights of models of bicycles. Very good. And then you said, this is about the revolutionary material, carbon fiber. Very good. After that, you explained us about properties, how it is made, what are the components, what are the technological process. Maybe you can, it was too long, too detailed, this explanation about the technological process. You can shorten this part. And after that, you provided us with the uses, applications, plane, memory, shape, etc. And this was the finish, this was the last point of your speech. Okay, so let's talk about what can be improved with your speech. After the meeting, there was a clue about this. You were asked by the Toastmaster, do you have a bike? So it's better to explain at the beginning how it is related to you. So we need to, you need to add more personal touch. How, maybe how you like your bicycle, how you like to touch it, and to feel the fiber, and what emotions do you have during this. I don't know. It's just example. The second thing, maybe you can add more intrigue. I mean, discussion. You can make it in humorous way, like. Maybe it's not good to have a light bicycle. If it's heavy, it's good for training your muscles. Maybe it should be as heavy as possible. Or maybe you can be serious. How maybe is it possible to recycle this carbon fiber? Maybe you cannot recycle it and do it again like steel. You only can downcycle it. This is just an example. The third point, maybe was your idea to provide us information in portions, like with the toast table topics master. You said about the who invented. I mean, it was from Russia. Maybe it was your idea, but it's okay. And it's better to use stronger clothes. Make it stronger. Maybe your fantasy about the use.
That in every description of the project, especially with the relation to pathways, that it is necessary to send your evaluation sheet to your personal evaluator. So first of all, you have to know who your personal evaluator will be, and second, send them your evaluation sheet. If you haven't done that, give it at the meeting, because you are doing a specific project which is about evaluation and feedback. So you have to apply the feedback which you've received today to your second project. So that it is very important to have specific evaluation on all the aspects of your speech, of all the goals of your speech. So please ask. Maybe you can ask Ermek after the meeting to fill in your specific relationship for the project. Okay, so please notice, and all other future speakers as well. Okay, and the last but not the least evaluator who will evaluate the speech by Calum Hems is Maxim Luchinin.
So should the children have mobile phones? Should we credit Calum for his project tonight? Let's decide together. This was a project about visual aids, and of course it was obvious that you used slides, and I liked the way you used them. First of all, I liked the pictures that you chose for these descriptions. They were vivid, they were clear, and that's why you did not have to add any much words to the slides. So it was not overloaded, it was readable, it was understandable from the first side, and it was done very good. What I also liked is development of the body of your speech. You took 3 ideas, 3 topics, and you give both positive and negative side of it. It was done very well, so we have two angles of the same problem. It was really, really interesting to listen point and then a counterpoint. When you question the idea that you just gave us, it was done very well. What I also liked is choice of the topic, because some of the audience are parents, some of not, but nevertheless the topic, the theme is really burning and important for, and even I, though I don't have children, I still think about this issue and think what will I do with my children when I have them. Some recommendations to make the speech better, of course, they are. First of all, better preparation with the projector, with the clicker. I saw that you tested it right at the beginning of the speech. Better to do this beforehand, to test slides, clicker, and all the technical moments, so you do not distract the attention of the audience and you do not spoil the image. Because the speech itself was good, but these small things beginning a bit spoil the image. And second moment, I suggest using bigger letters for describing your ideas, because I said in the middle and it was okay, but I think for someone sitting over there, it could be a problem to read them, especially taking into consideration that the size of the image on the projector was not too big. So to this, apart from these two moments, the speech was really good, and of course it's a credit. Thank you for it, and I'm looking for the next one.
Maxim is a very thoughtful and detailed evaluator. I like both his projects and his evaluations. You know, the true mastery of getting comfortable with visual aids is when you are having your slides, you are holding your clicker, and you don't look at the slides. You just click, and they pass, and you just know which slides is on the screen. It is the true mastery of you know, showing your presentation to the public. So I hope somebody will do that sometimes in the future. Okay, so moving on, we are ready to hear the reports of our role takers, and without further ado, I'd like to welcome here on stage the first role taker is the grammarian and wordmaster Elena Mironova. Welcome.
Okay, I'll try to be brief. In terms of some misuse or mispronunciations, we had some cases like you should be thinking, not thinking, question, not question, burn, not burn. Well, as for some grammatical incorrect phrases, we don't say peoples, we say people, and the year of my born, it should be the year of my birth. Some constructions and some mistakes in tests, we also had just a few. Did you found, it should be did you find. A little bit of scared, a little bit scared. Everyone known, it's passive voice, it should be everyone knew or knows. And there was some misuse of words, like get them interesting in ideas, it should be get them interested in the ideas. A little bit of touch, just maybe a little touch. A stronger close, maybe better stronger conclusion or closure. And of course, I liked very much the idioms and the phrases that you used in your speeches, like at your pace, all by myself, on top of the world, Polish skills, gut feeling, two angles of the same problem, ad hoc things, solid foundation, there were many. And as for the use of the day, this contagious, we have, I think, 5 winners, 5 people who used it at least once. It was our Toastmaster Anton, and Vadim in his speeches, Artem in the table topics, Elizaveta, and Adil. So thank you for that.
Grammarian and the work mostly, as I said before, because you gave a good presentation of your role, you gave good examples with a good example with what I think for this word it was one was pretty much enough, but usually we gave two or three examples, and third you encouraged the people to use it, and in the end you gave all the grammar mistakes without getting personal. So you separated them into different groups, which was good, and good. It was good that you noticed some, good use of the language. Great. The next role taker who I'd like to introduce here is Kirill Boretskikh.
Dear Toastbusters or masters or whatever. I just can't figure this out a little bit. This was a very interesting role because I heard so many odds that I couldn't imagine because I was kind of concentrated on them. Two speakers didn't have a single spelling sound. It was Irina Gayshinets, Irina Gayshinets, and Ali during his evaluation. That's great. Let's share them. Our Toastmaster Anton was really great, and I tried to find any R or any repetition, but I couldn't, and but there were two. It was also a great job, and Anton did another great job. He counted my R's during my table topic, and this wasn't a very pleasant result, but thank you, Anton. I think this is a very important thing to do to clear up your speech, because people will get your ideas better, will, I think, appreciate you better, but I think a little bit of dirtiness is still good, because people will think, I'm better than he is. Thank you.
A very unusual statement at the end. You know, I haven't thought about, well, okay, maybe I have to do my job clear, but now I've got a different angle on this, on this thing. So thank you for that. So you did your role well. You presented your role with confidence. You stated it clear, and you gave your report clear as well, so people understood everything. I think you gave a good picture of the usage of the, some filler words. But I had a little question about: do we notice pauses? Do we really notice pauses? I don't really know. So apart from that, it was good. So you check out whether we should notice pauses. I don't think so. Okay, thank you. And the last but not the least person who is taking the stage with her report is Irina Gayshinets.
Great job. Almost everyone was on time. We just had 3 people who either exceeded their time limit or didn't reach their minimum time limit. They were Ali and Ermek, our evaluators. You a little bit exceeded your time limit, and our great grammarian Elena, unfortunately you didn't reach the minimum time limit you had. Yeah, actually you had a total time limit of 4 minutes and the minimum is 3, and you spoke for 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Yeah, you had plenty of time. Otherwise, great job, thank you, and we are still on track. Yeah, let's proceed.
Job very well. I was watching you, and it was clear for all the speakers. Your signals were clear, and your stated the time limits also clear. Okay, now about I'm taking over completely. So, and I'm ready to give my evaluation over this meeting. Okay, it was really interesting to be here. I'd like to start with the very beginning, with the newsletters. So I received a newsletter describing my duties as a personal evaluator, and I found it very informative. And then I received a reminder before the meeting with the agenda. It was good, okay. However, I wanted to see more details about the project. So they were the speakers, the evaluators, but no details about the project. So, and I didn't find them either on the website, which I usually want to know beforehand. So I think you might consider including the details about the projects both on the website and in your announcements, email announcements. Next, we started on time, which was really good, and I also noticed that you put the tea break in the middle, because before the break was at the end, which wasn't really convenient, but you put it in the middle. Good job, good renovation in the club. Okay, and moving on to the opening. So Nikolay Denisenko opened the meeting. I liked that you explained the goals of Toastmasters organization overall. I would like if you gave more details about the club, maybe its age, maybe its purpose, and also I would like you to introduce the team, because it is especially important for the newcomers that you are not alone here, that there is the team who is in charge of the meeting and of the club. And I think that your team will be pleased to be presented, to be introduced to the club and to the newcomers specifically. And the last thing, which I think it will be for the future improvement. So you said about donations, which is really important. Please don't forget about donations to help the club, to help run the club. We use them. The club uses them for presents, for the snacks, for water and stuff like that, for other present stuff. And I'd like you, Nikolay, to say the purpose of the donation, so that people know what they give money for, which is really important. Overall, which is really good, and I think that the next time, I think you should take away this chair, because it isn't good. I always bump into the chair, so I think that it is better to put it there or elsewhere, a way to clear up the stage completely, to give the full stage to the speakers and to everyone who takes it. But you are a good president. I see that you are growing personally. I see you're opening at the first meeting, and now you're confident. I feel your self-esteem as a president. So good job overall. Okay, next about the introduction of newcomers. I've been looking to this tradition of introducing the newcomers, and Adil Tashenov usually does it. And I think it's a little bit peculiar because to me, don't take it personally, please, but for me it looked a little bit as an interrogation. So the newcomers take the stage. I have 4 questions. I recognize you. So, it sounds a little bit like an interrogation, and from my view, you could have done it more, in a pleasant way. For example, you could have gave a personal example how people should introduce themselves. For instance, Hello, my name is Adil. I'm Vice President Education, right? I'm here to help organize the meeting, and I came to the club for particular reasons. And what about you? So, and it would look like, like we are getting to know each other, and I think it would be more pleasant for newcomers. Please consider next time do it in a more, smooth way. Actually, it was told the same was told by Pavel Kapsel once, I remember. Okay, moving on, Anton Boiko, the Toastmaster. Good job, you are a good moderator. I like your role, how you performed it. You stated your thing clear, you was short and to the point. Good job. And you, good topic as well. As I know, it is your first time as a Toastmaster, right?
English.
Yeah, in English.
Class. First time.
Yeah, first time. Good job. And good topic, good theme. You introduced it well. However, I was lacking the third question. For example, you could have asked why people like a particular movie. So it would have gave the audience some personal touch, and it would have gave your introduction of each speaker more vivid. So, and you know what I mean. Okay, and yeah. So apart of that, everything was good. Some minor mistakes, but everything was okay. It will be better. It will get better and better if you keep practicing. Okay, and about the tabletop session. So Elizaveta Minkina, good topic. Very unusual. I haven't seen this kind of way of using some materials at the table topic session. You explained the rules, which was also good, and the idea was a little bit challenging though. But you were helping the people to get ready for their speech. However, you said to the timer that the people have 5 seconds for preparation, but actually it's usually 30 seconds. And another point is that the timer starts setting its timer when the speaker gives first verbal or non-verbal communication. So the time doesn't start like just at the will of the timer. It starts when the person starts speaking or doing some communication with the audience. It was very important. But overall, it was really good. And at first you forgot to write down the name. Okay, next time we'll do better. I'm sure. So good job. Okay, so I think that's it. And thank you for giving me the opportunity. I hope that you won't punish me after the meeting. Now I'd like to give the floor to the President, Nikolay Denisenko, to close the meeting. Welcome.